Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm with Elias.
It's great to be back here. I'm privileged to be back. Looking forward to having a nice conversation again.
So today we're going to look at top 10 Wonder Kids to look out for in 2025. Each one of us has his own list and we're going to see if you have the same players or different players, and then we discuss.
Yes, we start from the bottom. And I'm not sure what your criteria was. Are you going for statistics or are you going for the highest
I was going
ceiling?
for, I was going for the highest ceiling, the noise they have made in the transfers, as in everything. So I was just basing of that. Even the stats a little bit. I just mix it up. You?
It was a combination as well. I was looking at the statistics and some of them I was looking at their profile, their ceiling, how high I think they could get in terms of their career. There's some that have some great statistics, but I don't think that their ceiling is that high. I don't think they'll reach the heights that maybe some other players in this list will be.
We based it off 19 and under, right? So 19
Yes,
years.
it was 19 and under.
Yeah.
It was quite difficult to find 19 and under. 10 on my list, I have Matthias Tell.
Matthias Stein,
He's quite
Munich.
surprising. Yes, by Munich.
Yeah.
Left winger slash striker. Funny thing about him is he hasn't scored a goal or assisted a goal this season yet. He's not having
Yeah.
the best of seasons because Bayern Munich have a lot of players that play in the similar position. They have Nabri and they have Coman on the left.
Yeah.
And Hurricane he was injured for some time, but manager doesn't seem to trust him that much. But I still think that what I've seen in the past 2 years, he scored his first goal, I think, when he was 17. He has a very high ceiling. He came from Bronze. He's a great player. He's one to look out for in the future. He's 19, I think.
For me,
Yes, he's 19.
it reminds me of Aubameyang. He plays like Aubameyang, right?
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah, I
He's
would say,
tall, quick,
yeah,
explosive.
can play off the left striker. 10th place, I went with Taylor Dibling from Southampton.
Southampton,
Yeah,
18.
18,
Okay.
17. For me, I think he's
He's
a
eight.
good writing. His dribbling, like his close ball control, I think he should be top 10 in the Premier League right now. I'm saying that because I've seen the guy, the output he gives of a bad Southampton team, I think his ceiling is high. 3, 5 years, he'll be in a bigger club, let's say Tottenham. I see him going to a Tottenham and then establishing.
Tottenham, big club.
No, it's not a big
Okay.
club. It's a big six club, yeah. So I'm saying in few years, I see him going to somewhere like Tottenham. I see him having a career path like Bale. I won't say he'll reach like heights of Bale,
Right.
but he will play to some extent like the career path of Bale. I think he's a good right wing. I think clubs should look at him in the next 3, 4 years, give him some time to develop. He has some weakness in his game that he needs like more game time. So I don't think going to a bigger club right now will be a good choice for him. But 3, 4 years coming in the future, it will be a good Premier
Yeah,
League.
look out for.
Yeah,
I agree, 100%, 100%.
yeah.
He's on
So
my
ninth
list as well.
is on your list.
Ninth, yes. Ninth, I went for a centre back, Bournemouth centre back called Dean
Dejan
Huijsen.
Huijsen.
Know
Yeah, I've
him,
seen.
yes.
I've heard of him.
Yes, I think his ceiling. When I was looking at his statistics, I was very, very surprised. He has only 9 starts this season. He's played around 14 games. He ranked in the 96th percentile for chances created as a centre back,
Mhm.
94th defensive actions, touches as a defender, and 92 shot attempts, 92 percentile for shot attempts. All of this is as a centre back.
The
This is
center back.
this is his second season as a professional. Previously, he was playing for Juve's academy, and
Juventus.
then he was on loan at Roma last year. Now he's at
Mhm.
Bournemouth, who I think are having a very, very good season.
Good
Statistically, they should
season.
be second on the
Mhm.
XG table, but um, I don't think he'll stay at Bournemouth for much longer. If he keeps this up, I think he has a very, very huge ceiling. I'm not sure if he was on the team that won the
If he was on the team
Olympics
that
in
won the
Spain, but yeah, I think he'll be a great player.
ninth, me too. I went with centre back. You are giving a centre back praises right now. I went for Pau Kubasi for Barcelona. He became the youngest defender to start in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, only age 17. And for a bigger club like Barcelona, I think that's a huge achievement. For me, it reminds me of, I'll say, Puyol. He's young as well. He's just 18, 17. come from La Masia. The sky's the limit for him.
I agree. I agree. He's much higher up in my list. Eighth for me is Tyler Dibling. I think you've already spoken about him. I think he also won't stay at Southampton for much longer. What I find unique about him is his technique. I think it's spectacular. He can play
Mhm.
in very, very tight positions. Very, very matured with his decision making,
Mhm.
creates chances for his teammates. It's difficult to shine for a club that only has one win in the Premier League and are bottom and are destined for relegation. But he has shown a lot of glimpses of brilliance. Yeah, and that's why he's eighth for me.
Eighth for me, I went with Claudio Echeverri for Man City. Echeverri, you know him?
No, 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 no. I never heard of him. From which
Yeah,
club?
he's from I think River Plate or Independiente, and I think he's one to watch, one of the Wonderkids to watch. He's a gifted playmaker. He has
Who is a
been
midfielder
nicknamed,
or is a
yeah,
winger?
midfielder. He plays more so in a midfield position, but he can be deployed as a winger sometimes. He has been nicknamed El Diablito, which in English means little devil because he's like 5'7", and that Man City have a talent in their hands. He is managed well. Yeah, so if he is managed well, Man City have a gem in their hands.
Okay, so for me, in seventh position is a player that you will love to hear praises about, Nwaneri.
Even me,
I think he's very, very underrated. A lot of
yeah.
people don't talk about him
Mhm.
except Arsenal fans, but for him to be 17 years old, playing very, very matured, he's one of the most creative players in your team.
Mhm.
Um, you have Saka, Odegaard, and then him, in my
Mhm.
opinion, as a creative unit. And he's only 17 years old. So about 3 more years, and then he turns 20, and then he's still a youngster by then. Bright future. I also think he's quite versatile as well. Can play as a midfielder, can play as a winger.
Mhm.
Elegant decision making is there. Yeah. So it hurts me to say, but I have to recognize talent when I see one.
Yeah, he became the youngest player for us to play in the Premier League at only 15 years. Yeah, when we played Brentford away 2 seasons
2 seasons
ago.
ago.
Yeah, he came on as a sub, and people were highly hyping him up. Yeah, for me, the one thing that Nwaneri, like, he'll run
Taking
into
on his
players
winger.
and yeah, as a winger, and he plays like a 7-year pro, and it's like 2 years has been playing in the Premier League. So
Very
Ateta, for me,
underrated.
very underrated. Arteta for me needs to find the right position and the right management for him. Like you see in the right wing position, he's already segmented with Bukayo Saka. The left center mid position, Odegaard is there. So for me,
He's left
Arteta,
footed. He's left footed.
yeah, he's left footed. So for me, Arteta needs to find the right position for him and to manage him properly because we have a gem in our hands. For me, I had Henry Pies.
Is he Argentine or Italian?
He's Ecuadorian. This is one of the Chelsea players. You remember Chelsea were going crazy in the transfer market,
I
signing
remember.
players. So Henry Pies
Hmm.
was one of them. And I think he's a good, for me, what I know about him, the little I know about him is like he's a fearless dribbler. He has 10 goal contributions in the league he plays for. And he's supposed to come to Chelsea when he turns 18, which is this summer actually. So for me, Henry Paez wants to watch.
My sixth position, I have Kenan Yildiz, Juventus left winger.
Yildiz,
Um,
yes, yes, yes. Me
yeah,
too.
I
I've
think
seen
he's
that
a
Yildiz.
I think he's a generational player.
Yeah, yeah.
Also very underrated. Not many people talk about him. He's
Mm-hmm.
only 19 years old as well. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
players in this list are 19, just about to turn 20 this year.
Okay.
Creative player, can play as an attacking midfielder, can play as a left winger.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very elegant, creates a lot of chances for his teammates.
He's
Juve are not
Turkish.
having the best seasons. Yes, he's
He's
Turkish.
Turkish, yeah.
Yeah, Juve are not having the best of seasons this year. Not many
Mm-hmm.
wins, but he
Mm-hmm.
still has around 8 goal contributions in the league. I think it's 5 goals, 3 assists currently as of now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not much to say about him. You can only just wait and see how good he grows on to be.
For me, when I was making this list, the one player I always had in my mind was Yildiz. Yildiz, for me, I think is an exciting, like young talent. I think for me, he'll be up there. Give him 2, 3 years. He'll be up there. Like but then Turkey, the team they're building, I think they have a good squad. They have Adegula, Kenan Yildiz. For me, they should rely on these talents for the next generation. Turkey, I think they have two gems in their hands. Yildiz, I think he became the youngest goal scorer for Juventus in the Champions League. He surpassed club legend Del Piero. So people in Juventus are highly like rating him. And for me, he'll be in this list. He'll probably be the third best player in the world from this list I've made.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah,
Are
from
you
this
willing to bet on that? Okay.
yeah, from my list.
So we both agree Yildiz is sixth on our list.
Yeah, I put him sixth, but with potential, I think he'll be there.
Okay. So fifth is his Turkish teammate Arda Güler.
Okay.
I think a lot of people know about Arda Güler. Not much to say about him.
Mm,
Similar to Yildiz in terms of technique, great in tight spaces, has
mhm,
a wonderful left foot, can
mhm,
take nice free kicks. He set
mhm,
piece, takes corners. Very creative, similar to Mesut Ozil back in the day. He's
mhm,
19 years of age as well. Hasn't been playing that much this season because Madrid has a lot of attacking talent up
mhm.
front, so it's hard to play second fiddle. But I believe that if he were to move away to another side,
Like
he'd be.
Arsenal.
I don't think he suits you. I think he suits another team because you have Odegaard as the creative player.
We do need more creative players in the team, and I think we have seen this before. If you make the move from Real Madrid to Arsenal, you are guaranteed success. So
What do you
yeah, the
mean
goaler,
guaranteed success?
yeah, I've seen with
Only
Ozil, I've
Ozil,
seen
no?
Odegaard.
Okay,
Yeah, those two, and they need to make like Guler needs playing time. He's not going to get that much playing time right now at Real Madrid. They are starstruck.
I
So
agree.
you need to make a move like to a slightly lesser, bigger club than Real Madrid. For me, I went to the Sire Doué. I don't know if I'm spelling it right, but it's the Sire Doué. He plays for PSG.
I know in PSG,
Yeah, PSG played at
19-year
Rennes.
old.
Yeah, do you have him?
No, unfortunately, I don't have in my list. I
Huh?
considered him, but
Mm.
he's not having the best of seasons this year, and
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he's
yeah.
he's starting to make a breakthrough now. So we'll have
Mhm.
to wait a little bit long and see maybe if the talent is there,
Yeah.
if he's the real deal. But currently, I think he's the
I
one
think he has
keeping
like
Colomwani and Ramos on the bench.
he has three goal contributions in like 13 matches in League One this season. On and off the bench, he completed like 3.5 take-ons, which is more than Mbappe was. He averaged like 3.5 take-ons a game, which was more than Mbappe. So that's why PSG made the move. But for me, I think he plays at left wing, right?
We play with a false nine. They have Dembele there, they have Asensio there, and then
But
Barcola plays on the left, but they don't have a striker. They play without a striker. Anyone can move into that role.
for me, I think he made the move too early. I think he
I
should have gone
remember.
on loan first and developed fast. For me, he went too
But
early
I
to
still think he's good enough. I still think he's good enough
for
because the
PSG.
manager clearly doesn't rate Colomwani and Ramos.
Uh,
He's still experimenting with his team, so he'll get a lot of game time. Moving on to my fourth position is a player that you already mentioned, although I
mm,
felt he was quite low on your list, is Paul Kubarsi. A lot of
okay.
people are aware of this talent. 17 years of age. He won the Euros with Spain last
Mhm.
summer. As you mentioned, he was the youngest player to ever start in a knockout game for Barcelona. No, youngest ever defender, if I'm not wrong. Very elegant on the ball. I heard he's currently playing as a center back. Not much
Uh,
to say about him.
okay, let's move on to the top three. I'll start with mine. At third place, I went with Estevao. Yeah,
Palmeiras, yes, I
Estevao.
have him on my list. He's that
At
as well.
third as well, okay. I think there you can agree.
Why did you have him at that?
For me, I
Like
mean,
what
add him
impressed you?
that because the two players that are above him, I think they are generational. So let's start with Estevao first. 22 goal contribution in 31 games in the Brazilian league. He made a move to Chelsea. Chelsea signed him last summer for 34 million and plus 23 million add-ons
Then they loaned
incentives.
him.
Yeah. So when it comes to Chelsea, he's highly ranked. He has
I
won
know.
the Bola de Oro. is like the best player in the Brazilian league. Some players who have won these awards are like Tevez, R9, Neymar, Ronaldinho, big names, Romario. So with Estevão on the list, I think coming from the Brazilian league is highly rated. He played in the Palmeiras team.
That finished second.
Yeah, that finished second. This season, I don't know much about. I think he has like 20, yeah, as I said, 22 goal
I have his
contribution.
stats here. No,
Uh,
actually, it's 25. He had 15
25
goals and 10 assists,
and
which is
10
very,
assists
very good for a 17-year-old. He
for
carried
17.
his team to second position in the Brazilian Serie A. Yes, I had him at that as well. Not much to say about him. I can only agree with what you've said. We can
Uh-huh.
only have to wait and see how the world reacts when they see him play next season potentially. He's coming next season, right? Because the Brazilian league ended
Yeah.
around November.
Yeah. No, it's
They
coming.
lost the
Yeah,
league by
summer,
a point.
August.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's only 17 years old. He's one of the younger ones on this list. So it's very, very impressive what he's been doing.
We were cloning them at first when they were making these signings, but
I
it
still
might.
clown them. I think it's a horrible season if they finish fourth because they've been consistently the highest spenders in the league. They spent
Mm,
is it 2 billion? I'm not sure. I'm sure
yeah,
they've exceeded 2 billion. And then they
mm,
finished 10th and then seventh and then currently they're fourth, if I'm not wrong. Not
yeah.
having the best of form. I think it will be a disgrace if they were to finish out of the top four.
But with these youngsters that they have, we hope. For me, as a rival fan, I hope they don't make it at Chelsea. I hope they make it somewhere else. Because we don't want to see. People are saying is plays like a Neymar and Messi. So to have like people praise you like that, especially when you're coming from a Brazilian league, the world is at his feet. So we'll see Estevão William, right? So we'll see how
Yes,
he
it's the
pan
ball.
out. He pan out in the Premier League because Premier League is one of the competitive league in the world. So if he comes and he doesn't even go for a loan move, and he actually cements his place as a player at Chelsea, then kudos to him.
Okay, so for me, at second is one of the most beautiful midfielders I've ever seen play football. Is Zaire Emery. You
Emery,
know,
oh,
yes, I think PSG have the most beautiful midfield in Europe at the moment. Him,
mhm.
Vitinha, and Joao Neves.
John Evans.
Um, yes, he's one of the most technical midfield three you'll see
Mhm.
in Europe. Um, Wonderful pass of the ball, his ball progression. He knows how to dribble the ball. He carries the ball from deep, brings it all the way up to the edge of the box. How old is
Mhm.
he? He's 19 now. He's been playing at this stage for quite some time. I think it's 2 seasons now. Elegant footballer. Not
Again,
much to say
football.
about him. We can only wait and see. I think his ceiling is very, very high. I think he will be like Jamal Musiala if he were to play slightly higher up the pitch. But currently, he's playing deeper
Keeper.
role. Yes.
For me, I didn't have Zaire Emery on my team because I even thought he was a
Wow.
vet. I thought he was 20 years and above.
Mm.
Because I saw him play, I was like, nah, this guy can't be like. I didn't even look at him. I just thought because he was. I've seen him playing for the past few seasons. I thought he was 20 years and above. Second for me, I went with the best striker, as I said, best striker in La Liga, Endrick, the best Brazilian striker right now. And for me, wants to watch Endrick.
That has to be rage bait because unless we're talking about a different Hendrick. Which club does he play for? Maybe there's another Hendrick that I don't know.
Real Madrid, the one and only Endrick, who plays as a striker for Real Madrid. For me, I don't understand why you don't have Endrick in your top 10.
I would have if this was last season, but I've seen the real Hendrick this season. I don't think he's that good. I believe other players on this list are much better, more
What do you,
versatile, better
what do,
technique, better decision making, more matured.
we haven't seen the best of Endrick yet. He always plays on the
I
bench.
feel
So
I feel he's limited ceiling wise.
Endrick has to be there, even if he has like one goal in La Liga. and a Champions League goal. Many of the players have said don't even have a Champions League goal actually. Hendrik is up there. Me, I thought you had Hendrik in a top two.
No. Maybe if we did this list last season, I might have been fooled by his previous season for Palmeiras, but currently I believe there's better players. Do you have some honorable mentions?
We'll say Zaire Emery and Miles Lewis Kelly for us, for Arsenal. He's a strong young talent. You can see he's not scared of backing into players. When he receives the ball from Raya, he plays the zero pressure. He turns, he breaks the play. I think he plays like a team, like Uren Timber, the way Uren Timber breaks a play and distributes the ball to the midfield. Lewis Kelly can learn more from Rentimba. So for me, yeah, I love Lewis Kelly as my honorable mention.
I had a couple. There's a guy called Giovanni Quenda. Do you know him?
The
Yes.
winger,
Right winger. Yes.
yeah, with dreads, I
Uh,
think.
yes, yes, yes.
I know
Initially, I
him.
didn't think like there was anything special until I saw that he was 17 years old.
Yeah,
And
he's.
apparently, Amorim wanted him at United. I'm
Mhm.
not sure if they'll get him, but he wants him.
I don't think he should go to Manchester United either way. So I think they ruin careers.
I agree, 100%. There's a player, a right back from Porto called Martin Fernandez. Have you ever heard of him?
No, I'm not sure. No, I don't think
He's
so.
a similar profile to Conor Bradley, the type of right back
Yeah.
that goes up and down the pitch, doesn't get tired, puts a tackle in, creative. He has about 4 assists for Porto this season.
Mm.
He's 18 years old. I think he's having a nice season. The only thing
Fernandez.
that's stopping me from having him, yes, in the top 10 is the position that he plays. I feel, generally speaking, in football, if you are a fullback, it's difficult to,
Gained recognition.
yes. And
Mhm.
then I have Jorel Hato. I'm not sure if I say that name well.
Ato,
Jorel
yeah.
Hato
Ajax.
from Ajax, yes.
Yeah.
He has 2 goals and 4 assists. He's a left back that can play as a center back.
Mm.
Um, one of the goals that he scored was against their big rivals, Feyenoord, this
I
year
know.
in a
Mhm.
2-0 win. I think he's a nice profile. After like 2 years, maybe he'll get a move for sure out of the Dutch league.
Mm.
And I have two more. I won't speak about the next one a lot. We know about Kobe Mainu, so I won't mention him that much. Everyone knows
Yeah.
about
I
him.
think
And the last one,
Kobe Mino has stepped up from the Wonderkids level. I think he's now we know what kind of a player he is, what we expect from him. So I think for me, there are players like they have exit the
I
Wonderkids
understand what you mean.
category. Yeah,
He's now, you mean, he's like
like
a
the one
senior player.
he's a senior player exactly. So for me, Maino, I wouldn't put him in a Wonderkids list. We already know what he's capable of.
Okay, and the last one hasn't played, hasn't broken out yet. He plays for Juventus next gen. No, actually, it's for Milan's
Mm.
academy. His name is Francesco Camada. He's 16 years old. He's scoring a
Mhm.
lot of goals for Milan in their youth league. I
Uh-huh.
think he's played 2 games this year for the men's national side
Mm.
for Milan's first team.
Uh,
I think he's one for the future as well.
so we still have one more player left. I think we have the
Yeah.
same player.
We have to have the same player because anything
It
other
has to
than
be
this player
him.
is a joke. Lamine Yamal.
Lamine Yamal, yeah.
There was a point where he was on course to have more than 20 assists. He still might have 20
Mm.
assists. He currently has 11 assists and he struggles a
Right.
little bit with injuries. Imagine having 20 assists your second professional season as a 17-year-old. 5
17 years.
goals, 11 assists. He scored at the Clasico.
Real
We saw him at
Madrid.
the Euros as well. Fantastic player, great decision making.
Messi and Ronaldo at 17 versus Yamal at 18. Messi, Ronaldo at 17, he hadn't made a senior appearance for Sporting Lisbon. Messi at 17 years old was just beginning to find his foot. He only made two starts for the club. Lamine Yamal at 17 years has already racked up 13 goals. 26 assists for Barcelona. So if you put at that
For a
context,
17-year-old
at 17 years old, you already have 40 goal contributions. As
contribution.
a 17-year-old, playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and like taking that right wing
Performing for the
position,
national team as well.
playing for the national team as well, winning the Euros at 16, 17 years old. In one of the biggest games they played against France, scored the deciding goal. So for me,
And had
Lamar,
an assist in the final as well.
just in the final, Lamine Yamal is just a generational talent. Look forward to Lamine Yamal's career.
I agree. And with everything said, a lot of people know about Lamine Yamal at this moment in time, but I still feel he's a bit underrated. He wasn't caused to have 20 assists. At some point, he may still have 20 assists. Just imagine that. And there was a point where he was averaging almost one big chance created every single game. Yeah, is why I think, and the caliber of goals as well. It's not
The
just like
caliber,
normal goals.
even the caliber of assists. Let's talk about his Trivela. Like
Yes, the
developed
Trivela
such
assist.
a perfect skill at a young age. Yo, Lamine Yamal. There's nothing more we can say that we haven't seen. The next World Cup is in 2026. Yamal will be 19, 18. Can you see Spain win a World Cup and Lamine Yamal winning a World Cup? For me, if he wins the World Cup in 2026, we'll have to talk about top 20, at least top 20 players of all time at that age, which is
For
crazy to
sure.
say.
I think at that age we could even argue like top 10 or maybe top 5.
Now,
If he
top
wins a
10,
World Cup at 19. No, no, no. I don't think so. Look at the context here. A Euros and a World Cup. We can only assume that his output will only go higher and higher. So like a World Cup and a Euros for your country at 19 while still performing at that level. Some uncomfortable conversations to have.
top 10 is going a little bit higher for me. Lamine Yamal has more to do like to crack top 10. But top 20, if he wins the World Cup, top 20, definitely.
Okay, I agree to disagree. So I have a trivia here with me, and it's
Okay.
based on Wonderkids. Erling Haaland versus Wayne Rooney.
I'll say Haaland.
You go with Haaland.
I'll go with Haaland. Rooney picked at 27, 26. I think he scored his first goal at 16 years. So I'll
Yes.
say I'll say Haaland.
Okay. And the next one is Neymar Jr. versus Mbappe.
Neymar. Come on, man.
Neymar. You
Neymar
don't
before
even
he
ask the
turned
question.
20. Neymar at Santos was the best talent we've ever seen and we'll ever see, ever. Neymar at Santos when he was a teenager, he was the best export from Brazil you'll ever see. Ever, 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 ever. So yeah, Neymar.
The third one is Lamine Yamal versus Cristiano Ronaldo.
I'll say Yamal. Ronaldo, I think Ronaldo 17 versus Yamal is a two different like
Not
I'll
like
say
at 17, but in the teenage years.
teenager. That's
So you're
good.
going to ignore what Yamal may potentially do at like 18 and 19. You're going to
Yeah, I want
ignore
to
that,
say
and maybe let's say
because obviously
you're
is
taking a chance that maybe he may have like a similar career trajectory to Ansu Fati. You're still
he
sticking with
might.
Lamine
He
Yamal.
might. We don't know. We don't know. He might.
Is what
Depends
I
on
mean. It's a gamble.
it's a gamble. But I'll
So you're
still
still
go with
sticking with.
Yamal. Yamal.
Okay. And the last one is Cesc Fabregas versus Jude Bellingham.
Cesc Fabregas all day. Come from Barcelona.
Fabregas.
Yeah, he was Arsenal's youngest scorer. Nah, I'll go with Cesc Fabregas at 18.
Okay, so Neymar Jr. versus Erling Haaland. I think this one is easy then.
Neymar.
So Neymar moves on to the finals.
Yeah,
And
Neymar was on
then
the finals.
Fabregas versus Lamine Yamal.
I'll go with now this is a hard one. I'll go with it says Queen something with Spain. I'll go with Yamal. This is based because
Yamal.
Yamal, yeah, I'll say Yamal only because he plays up front. So you're looking at the goal contributions, what he did for Spain. I'll go with Yamal. Only based on the contribution he did. I think he did more than Fabregas. Fabregas played in the midfield position, so I'll go with Yamal.
So the final is Yamal versus Neymar.
I've got Neymar. Neymar is the best talent you'll ever see, the best wonder kid. When he was in Brazil, he made so much
In
noise.
2011, I remember.
Yeah, he was making so much noise, and he even played Messi in the Copa Libertadores. And nah, Neymar is the best wonder kid I've ever seen. Neymar for me, yeah.
Okay, so Neymar wins the our mini
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah, Neymar,
Okay,
Neymar.
so
So that's the end. We'll give our top 10 again. At 10th place, you went with,
my top 10, I
yeah,
had
10th place,
Matthias Tell.
and
Matthias
there's 10th, I
Tell,
went with Taylor Diblin. At ninth, I went with Kubarsi. You went with
Dean Huysen.
Hoysen,
I'm
the
not sure
center.
if that's how you say it.
It's last again. At eighth, I went with Claudio Echeverri. You went with
I went with Tyler Dibling at 8,
yeah, Taylor Diblin. At seventh, I went with Kendrick Pius. You
and I went with Nwaneri at 7.
okay? Sixth,
I think we had the same player at 6th.
Yildiz.
Yes, I had Yildiz as well.
Yeah, sixth. At fifth, I had Nwaneri at fifth, me for me.
And I had Adagule at
Had
5th.
a good. I would say at fourth, I went with the Siredoe,
I went with Paul Kubarsi,
Okubasi. Fourth. At third, I went with Estevao.
the same Estevao William,
Yeah, second, Enrique, controversial one. You went with
Zaire
Zaire,
Emery.
right? And first
Yes,
one, it's a no-brainer. It's yeah, Lamine Yamal. So that was our top 10 Wonder Kids to watch out for in 2025. Our top 10 Wonder Kids. Please let us know if we missed some hidden gems. I know we missed a lot, and yeah, we might do our part two of this video again, right?
yes, agreed. And you can even have your own top 10
Yeah.
and correct us if you think we missed with any of the top 10s, any hot takes that you feel maybe you don't agree with. Leave them in the
Mhm.
comments and don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.